So it just
Just click on.
oh, so opponent goal or our goal.
Yeah, exactly. So that would be our goal, and then also and then so you don't have to actually do it.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, should be good. Good evening, hockey fans, from the Parade Ice Garden in Minneapolis for this game between the Bantam B1 Black team and the Edina B1 White team. So Edina has two B1 teams, as does Minneapolis, and this is their top team. This team is actually ranked number one in the state in the Bantam B level. They are 10-1, and this will be a real test for the Storm tonight as they go against this Edina team. Edina typically has very strong teams in general, and this year is certainly no exception. Here's Colin trying to get it into the zone. Now it's loose in the neutral zone. Eventually kicked in by Cam Adair, but the Storm are offsides, so we will have an offsides, or a face-off, I should say, at center ice. Just underway here in the first period, 11:27 left in this opening period. This is Jackson Gaston at center as he takes the face-off, comes to Edina. Edina tries to take a shot, but not much on that one. Comes to eventually to, who is that? Edina with it through the neutral zone. Beck, Shepner on D. This one's controlled by Minneapolis as Cam picks it off the boards. He flicks it ahead, but it's a little too far and picked up by Edina. There's a shot swatted away by George. George T1 Ortiz in goal tonight. George has been out the last couple games, and Ben Just had the honors in goal. Here is Archie with it, trying to get it through the neutral zone. He's knocked down and comes away to Edina. This is Will Marsh with it. Oh, Will tries to center it over to Tyson, but that was between his legs, and he couldn't quite handle that one. So back comes Edina. Edina dumps it into the corner. Nice defense by the Storm as Will wrestles that one away. Comes to Tyson. Will Marsh dumps it into the zone. He goes off for a change as the Storm got a fresh set of legs in here. Both teams with a line change. Misplayed there by Edina, kept in the zone by George Lego. There's Cam with it. Cam dumps it back down deep. Now Otto with it. Otto kicks it out. Beck with it. Beck loses control. And that'll be an offsides on Edina. So 8:48 left here in this opening period. No score yet. So far, a little back and forth between both teams. Here's Edina with it in the corner as Beck tries to wrestle it away. Jackson comes in to help. Still tied up. Eventually comes to Ben Score. Ben tries to get it away, but it comes back to Edina. And we got another offsides on Edina. So stoppage of play here with 7:53 here in this opening period. Here comes Will Marsh in to take the face-off. He's got Tyson and Archie with him on the front line. We've got Griffin and James Meyer on D. Here's Tyson with it now over to Will Marsh. Will skates it into the zone, but taken away by Edina. Nice defense there by James to poke that one away. Shoveled in by Edina, chased down by Mark O'Melia. Griffin O'Melia, sorry. Now here's Griffin with it again. Griffin over to James Meyer. James tries to shovel it out, but it's picked off by Edina and knocked back down in, but they're in a line change, so. Colin knocks this one in deep. George chases it down behind the net. Kept in nicely by Beck. There's a shot by Beck. That's off a pad. Otto with it in the corner. Kicks it back out to Colin. Colin to Beck. Beck fires one, but that's off the mark. Cam's going to shovel that back down in. Cam with it. He reverses around, gets it over to Otto. Otto now tries to outlet, but nobody to pick it up. Comes back to Edina. Storm doing a good job so far on defense. They're not giving Edina much to work with, but also not getting much going offensively here. So, and that one comes to the netminder. He tries to cover it and loses control of it. Here's Jackson with it in the corner. He's going to kick it back out. Oh, almost does. It's poked away by Edina. James defending. Loose in front of the net, and nice glove save there by George. .508 left here in this opening period. Still no score. Now here comes Ben Score, trying to poke it out of there. I believe that is number 6 is Colin Moose, I believe. He's normally number 2, but must have forgotten his jersey, so I believe he's wearing number 6 tonight. Here's Colin with it. Tries to outlet, but intercepted by Edina. Archie with it, though. Poked down into the corner. Here's Tyson trying to chase it down. That one is poked all the way out. That's going to be an icing call. So come back down for an offensive zone face-off for the Storm here with 4:13 left in this opening period. Shots on goal are 1 apiece. Both teams have batted the puck around quite a bit, but nobody able to get any good solid shots on goal. So Archie with it. Archie centers it right out to Tyson. Tyson had it on the backhand and couldn't do much with it, so comes to Edina. There comes Edina away with it. The rebound. George kicks out of there nicely. There's another shot, but that is through the crease and into the corner. Another shot steered away by George. Will Marsh with it as he knocks it to himself, gets to Archie, and then back to Will. Or now Will tries to get it over to Tyson. Tyson back across ice, but intercepted by Edina. And that's going to be an offsides on Edina. So we'll face off just outside the Edina offensive zone here as Colin O'Day comes in to take the face-off. He's got Otto and George with him on the front line. This one comes to Griffin O'Neill. Griffin loses control, comes out. There's a shot to George that he's able to cover. Partially screened on that one, but he's still able to get in front of it. Colin wins the face-off. Over to Griffin. Griffin rings it around. This one comes to George, but just a little too far as he can't quite catch up to that one. Now it's picked up by Otto. Now to George. There's a shot on goal, but steered away by George. There's a breakaway opportunity for George. And George puts it in the net. And George makes it 1-0 on a breakaway opportunity there. He got the puck in. The goalie got a pad on it, but it bounced up over the pad and into the net. So that's a 1-0 lead for the Storm with 2:02 left here in this opening period. Jackson on the face-off. That one comes back all the way to goal. This one's kicked out to Jackson again. He tries to get it out of the zone, but picked up by Edina. Edina comes in for a shot. There's stopped by George. Bounces out and picked up by Edina. There's a puck loose right in front of the net, and George stopped one, and then it was loose for a second, able to kick it into the corner eventually. Now this one comes back around to Cam. Cam picks it off the board. He tries to get it, he gets it up to Colin Moose. Now here's Jackson with it. Jackson goes down, but kept in by Ben Score. Griffin knocks it back down. So eventually comes out to Edina. They're going to dump it and get a line change in. Here's Will Marsh trying to get loose for a shot. going to be an offsides on the Storm, so we'll have a stoppage of play and a face-off right down front here as Beck and Cam come back in on D. 25 seconds left here in this opening period. Here's Beck with it. Beck's going to skate it up 2 seconds. And he's not going to get a shot off, as that'll be the end of the first period with the Storm leading 1-0. Shots are 7-2 in favor of Edina, as they were able to keep the puck in the offensive zone the latter part of that period, but the Storm got the go-ahead goal on a breakaway by George Lego. And George, with his second goal now in as many games. So Storm will be going left to right in this second period here as they come back on the ice. O'Day, Hutchins, and Lego up front. O'Melia and Meyer on D to start this second period. This one comes to Edina. Batted around in the neutral zone. Now eventually comes into the zone. Otto knocks that one back out, and that's going to be an offsides on Edina as that one popped right out of the zone and back in. This one is controlled by Edina. Now it's knocked into the zone. Comes the Griffin O'Melia now to Colin. Colin's going to dump that one into the corner as Otto chases. There's George with it. Now he sends it over to the opposite corner. Now Colin with it for a second, but he loses control. Does a nice job to wall his man off, but not able to control it. There's Beck with it. Beck picks it up and shoots it on net. As the goalie's going to wait and then cover that one. So we will have an offensive zone face-off for the Storm. To the goalie's left here. 10:43 left in this second period. Storm leading 1-0. This one intercepted by Colin Moose. He's got it in the corner. He gets it out to Jackson. Jackson misfires on the shot and taken away by Edina. Back they come. They're going to just dump it. Goes behind the net where Beck tries to defend. Beck pokes this one away momentarily. Here's Beck with it again. Reversed around. Jackson's going to go try to pick it up. Ben Score comes over, reverses it back around to Cam Adair. There's a shot right at George. He swats that away. Comes to Jackson. Jackson tries to get it out of the zone. Still in the zone for the Storm. This is a lot of zone time for Edina. Eventually Beck controls it. Now he's going to skate it out. Now he shovels one backhand toward the net. Still controls it. Now he's going to dump it in deep. Now comes out front to Archie. Archie with a shot, but that's off the mark. Goes high up over the net. Archie pokes this one away again. Now this one comes to James Meyer. James takes the shot, but that's also off the mark. There's a shot in on net that George gloves, and I have a stoppage of play here with 8:47 in the second period. Shots are now 9-4 in favor of Edina. There's Will Marsh on the face-off, comes away to Edina. Now here's loose puck. Edina with a shot, but good position by George as he's able to kick that one away. This one comes to Tyson. Tyson coming in, trying to get a shot. Oh, and he does. That one goes right through the crease. Puck comes down where Griffin picks it up. Griffin knocks it off the boards, but now Otto's going to chase that one down. He tries to center it over to Archie, but didn't quite get through. Back comes Edina. This one taken away by Cam. Now here comes Will Marsh. Will comes in. He gets a shot, and good hard shot, but that's gloved by the Edina goalie as he left a little bit of opening near side, and Will tried to take advantage of that. O'Gay comes back in for the face-off. Otto and George with him up front. This one comes to Colin, and he's not able to keep that in, so that'll be an offsides on the Storm. Face-off right down front here. 7:39 left in this second period. Edina in for the shot. Nice job by George to knock that down and then cover it. And Edina came in kind of hard on the net, and Storm players took a little exception to that. Here's Jackson on the face-off. This one comes away to Griffin. Griffin rings it around the boards. Here's an outlet up to Ben Story. Ben skates it in. He dumps it into the corner and chases. Still has control, tries to center it out, but that one comes to Edina. James is going to poke that one down, but that's going to be an icing call as he was just beyond the red line. So come back down into the Edina offensive zone for a face-off. There's a shot right at George. Easy save for him as he's in good position. There's another shot. That one's off of his glove, but goes up high. This one's almost poked out of there. Now it's brought out by Cam. Here comes Archie. Archie dumps it in. Now here's a Tyson with a shot. As Tyson got in and got a backhand on that one and threw it toward the net. It's covered by Edina. So 6:21 left in here. Looks like Edina's going to have a change of goalie here as number 30 comes in. There's Will Marsh. Edina still controls now. It's picked up by Tyson for a second, but comes away to Edina, and they're going to knock it all the way out of there. And there's a goal by Edina. They got in deep and able to put that one in the net, so that'll tie it up at 1. So just under 6 minutes left here in the second period as Edina has just tied it up. Here's James Myers with it. James, now here's Colin. As Colin picks it up, he sent, tries to center it over to Otto, but that one got tipped away, so. Back comes Edina. Shot on goal, steered away by George. Colin knocks his man off the puck and steals it. Now this one comes to Otto. Otto looking for a shot. He gets a shot. Oh, and that one pops. That one popped right off the goalie's shoulder and up in the air and lands right on the top of the net. As that was inches away from going in. Now here is Jackson again on the faceoff. This one's kept in the zone briefly, but now it pops out. Colin Moose gets pushed down from behind. This one comes to Ben Scorey. Ben's trying to maneuver around for a shot, but does a good job getting it to the boards, but now loses control. Comes to Edina. They try to outlet, but kept in, knocked into the opposite corner by Cam. And here's Edina with a breakaway opportunity. Oh, and that one, nice job to swat that away by George. Now Cam with it. Cam skates it ahead. He's going to just dump that one in. Will Marsh intercepts it, and he tries to center it out front, but tipped away by Edina. Cam then fires that back down. Now here's Will with it. Will back out to Cam. Cam's going to fire a shot, but that's a little high. Now Tyson backhands one. Tyson with another shot. That's off the leg of a Edina player. Will Marsh again behind the net, looking to center it out there, but nobody but Edina player is there for it. Will still chases it down. Now he gets it again. He goes down. That's going to be a trip. And we're going to have our first penalty of the game as the Storm are going to go on the power play. So Storm with a man advantage for the next 2 minutes here. For a little over 3 minutes left in the period. Colin comes in on the faceoff. Colin pokes that into the corner. Controlled by Edina, but Eventually comes to Griffin. Oh, and that one is tipped by George as he was. Colin loses control, comes back to George, now back to Colin. Colin fires one toward the net. Now Otto with it. Otto back out to Ben. Oh! Wide open net, but that one's just snaked through there. Oh, backhand shot. George kicks it around to the other side. Now it comes to Edina. They're going to try to knock it out of there. They do. That'll be an icing call, so we'll stay back down here. So 1:13 left in the penalty to Edina. 2:28 left in the period. We're all tied at 1. There's a shot by Jackson, but that's up over the net. Here's Cam with it. Cam over to Colin. Colin moves. Colin moves, shovels it out the back. Back right back to Colin. Colin just dumps that one in deep. Now here's Jackson with it behind the net. Kept in by Cam. He takes a shot. That's on net. Oh, and a loose puck there for a second. Now Edina's going to fire that one down. And apparently that was off of Cam, so they're not going to call an icing on that one. Now here's Colin moves as he skates it up. Centers it for Jackson, but couldn't get a shot off. This one's going to go all the way down and be on net, so no icing. 15 seconds left on the penalty as Beck reverses that around. And here's Tyson getting in loose. Oh, and Tyson had an open net, but he got it off the side of the net. And both teams back at full strength now. 55 seconds left in the period. Now Tyson keeps this one in. He fires that one into the corner. Will Marsh comes over to pick it up, rings it around the boards. Otto comes over to pick it up. Edina is going to try to just shovel it out of there. But and that one is just outside the zone, so it'll be an offsides on the Storm. 36 seconds left in this second period as we'll face off just outside the Storm offensive zone. Colin O'Day comes in, takes the face off. That one's controlled by the Storm, but eventually comes away to Edina. This one squirts all the way down. That will be on net and picked up by Beck. And a rather dangerous end of the period there as the puck was loose in front of the net for quite a while, but eventually gets swatted away, so they'll end the second period with our score tied at 1. Shots are starting to even up a little bit, 17-13 in favor of Edina. As we get ready to start this third period. So Storm going right to left here to start this third period. Got about 20 minutes left. Those games are limited to 1 hour, and once the hour is up, the game's over regardless of where the time is. But we've got a good 20 minutes. Should be able to get this. It looks like they put 17 minutes on the clock. I don't know whether we're going to get the full 17 minutes in. There's Colin Moose. He outlets up to Ben Scory. Ben with it. He's going to dump it in as Colin chases it down. There's Edina. Edina comes ahead with it. Oh, and Griffin goes down. There's a shot, pops up in the air. Knocked down nicely by James. Great play by James as he just grabbed that out of the air and shoveled it out of there. But that'll be a icing on the Storm. That shot popped up in the air, and I don't think George knew where it was. And James just smartly reached up and grabbed it and took the puck out of danger. So now here's Tyson. Tyson over to Archie. Archie skates it in. He's going to shoot one on net, but that is covered by Edina. So offensive zone face-off for the Storm as Will Marsh comes in for the face-off. This one comes out to back, but it scoots up over his stick and out. Now puck is loose in the neutral zone and eventually poked away by Will Marsh. Will's got a 1-on-2 here. He gets in. Oh, he gets a nice shot off as kept in the zone by Otto. Now it pops out and comes over to the other side. James Meyer is going to fire this in and ring it around the boards. Looks like we're going to have a running clock here in this third period. So 17-minute running clock should get us within the hour. Now here's Colin with it. Colin skates it, kicks it up to Archie, but a little too far in the neutral zone and picked up by Edina. Back they come. Nice defense, Stormed. Colin comes in to swat that away. Edina still controls it in the zone, though. They try to get a shot. That one is partially blocked and then steered away by George. Colin tries to shovel this one out of there, but it's kept in by Edina. Yeah, there's a tip, but comes right to George, and he covers that one. And that was a good thing for the Storm, as there was a lot of zone time there for that shift, and they were starting to get a little gassed. So fresh set of players on the ice here as Jackson Gaston comes in for the faceoff. Loose puck comes to Edina, shoveled into the corner, picked up by Beck. Beck's going to reverse it around. Comes to Cam. Cam out to Jackson. Kept in the zone by Jackson, and Jackson's going to fire one. That's off an Edina player and goes into the corner. Now Ben Scorer with it. Ben tries to center. Kept in by Cam. Now it comes out of there. Cam's going to fire a shot. That is off the pad of the goalie and through the back wall. Now Edina flicks it up in the air. Archie with it. Archie over to Jackson, but can't control. Colin Moose fires that into the zone as the Storm get a new line in, and that one is out of the zone and back in, so an offsides on the Storm. Shots are now 18-15 in favor of Edina, so Storm doing a little better job of getting a couple shots away there. The shot. Stick save by George. Will Marsh pokes it out of the zone. And I'm not sure what that call was. I don't know. That's just a stoppage of play by the official, but I don't believe he called a penalty. I'm not sure what the call was. And we're just going to face off outside the Edina zone here. Colin on the face off. He wins it. Now here's Griffin with it. Griffin up to George. Centering pass, but picked off by Edina. Intercepted by Otto for a second. Can't quite control it. Now it comes to Colin. Colin's going to skate this one in. Still has control. Well, now he loses control, but George picks it up. George tries to get it back to Colin, but Edina eventually comes away with it. A little over 10 minutes left in this game. Still tied at 1. Poked away. Here's George with it. Trying to get it out of the zone, but can't do it. Now Edina with a shot. That one is knocked down. There's a trailer. Now this one comes to George again. Here's George. He's got Otto with him. Oh, and he can't quite get it over to Otto as that one is just poked away, but kept in the zone by Beck. Colin Moose is going to chase this one down. Colin gets it over to Ben Scorey. Ben knocks it into the zone, but it comes to Edina. Kept in nicely by James Meyer. But Edina eventually controls it. Now they've got a opportunity here, but that one's poked away. Now loose in front of the net. Oh, right in front of George, and he's trying to cover it. He does. Little pushing and shoving there, but and they did call a penalty on that one, so that's going to be a penalty on Griffin O'Melia as he shoved a little bit too much, I guess, down by the goal. He was trying to protect the goalie there and got a little ahead of himself, so that'll be a power play opportunity now here for Edina. And there's a centering pass that goes through the legs and out. So Edina will have to regroup here. Oh, nice job by Beck to intercept that one. And there's a shot that's swatted away by George. Another shot at George, but up over the net. Will Marsh tries to backhand it out, but it's kept in by Edina. They still control. 1 minute left in the penalty to Griffin. circling. Poked away by Will Marsh. Now battle along the boards. Eventually comes away to Edina, but now poked away by Cam Adair. Or no, sorry, that is Beck over there as he poked that one away. Nice save by George. Now George covers it. Nice job by George as he couple saves right there in that sequence. And the benefit of the running clock is the penalty also runs as well. So Storm are killing this penalty here while the clock is stopped. So stoppage of play actually benefits the Storm. So now both teams back at full strength. Oh, and there's now here's Colin. He's got an opportunity here if he can get around his man. Tries to get a shot, but that's poked away. Now Otto with it behind the net. Gets it back to Colin. Colin back to Otto, but still in the corner. Now to Otto. Otto tries to center it. Colin controls. Now out front to Otto. Otto backhands one, but swatted away. Now out to James Meyer. James is going to fire one. Oh, and that one was deflected and saved by Edina. Five and a half minutes left in this one. This one comes to Tyson. Tyson trying to get that one ahead to Colin, but Colin is knocked off the puck. Colin O'Day picks it up. He dumps it in, but that's going to be an icing on the Storm. So 5 minutes and running here in this third period. Score still tied at 1. This one comes to Colin Moose. That one's dumped in by Ben Score. Now Ben with it. Ben turns around and fires one. That one is through to the other side. Now Beck with it. Beck knocks that back into the zone. Now back out again, and now here comes Edina. Yeah. This one comes over to the other wall, picked up by Colin Moose. Colin Moose still controls behind the net, but now comes away to Edina. Here's a shot from the point, and that one is covered by George for a second with Luce. That looked like a lot of goalie interference to me, but that one was not called, and Edina will now take a 2-1 lead here with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in this scrimmage. Now Will Marsh with it. Will gets it into the zone. He goes down. And there's a shot, a very great shot by James Meyer, but that one got through, but swatted away by the goalie, and that'll be an icing call on Edina, so we will come back down into the Storm zone for a face-off. There's a shot up over the net. 2 minutes 30 left in this one. Tyson with it. Here's Cam with it. Cam's looking to outlet. He reverses, gets it over to Tyson. Tyson back to Cam. Cam now out to Archie. This one comes to Tyson. Tyson now skates it in. He's looking to center. He gets a shot. That one goes into the corner. Kept in by Beck. Beck's going to now try to skate this in, but it's knocked out by Edina. Griffin comes back to pick this one up. This one comes to Will Marsh. Will shovels this one in. Otto's going to chase it down into the corner. Now there's Otto behind the net. Colin with it in the corner. He gets it out to Griffin. Griffin fires one. That's on net. And George now picks it up in the corner, skates it around, back out to Griffin. Griffin dumps it down in. This one's dumped in. This one comes right out front. Oh, and there's a goal by Otto. Loose puck right out front, and Otto put it right in the back of the net to tie this one up. And it looks like that might be where this one's going to end because we've got a running clock, 30 seconds left. Storm would do themselves a favor if they take their time here. And this one's poked into the Edina zone. 20 seconds left in this one. Cam with it. Colin defends. And that one goes all the way down. And so this one will end with a 2-2 tie for the Storm against the top-ranked team in the state. So not a bad outing for the Storm as they're able to tie it up very late in the game. Storm will be back in action on Friday as they start the Bloomington tournament this weekend. So they'll have a game on Friday evening, Friday morning, or Friday noon. And then they'll play two games on Saturday at 11 and 5:45. And then a game on Sunday, which is TBD, depending on where they fall in the standings at that point. So thanks for tuning in, and we will be back on the air on Friday.